Was I scammed by my university? I have spent a lot of time in school. I did an undergrad, I did a postgrad, I did a master's, all of the things. My husband said I can't do a PhD. It would just ruin us because school is, as much as I love it, stressful and hard. My latest school that I did, I graduated a few years ago and I had done an MBA, so Master's of Business Administration. And I didn't really have business background before. So I come from an environmental management background, fish, water, trees, the whole thing, and managing that typically for oil and gas clients. And so when I wanted to get into more of the management side, I thought the only thing that I could do was to get an MBA to prove that I could do the business side. It was fantastic. Like, we had HR, we had finance, we had entrepreneurial courses. So the courses were great. The connections that I made there were fantastic. We did 2 weeks on site over the 2 years, and then the rest was done remotely. This was during COVID times, so that worked well. I wouldn't say that I needed the degree, but it did give me the confidence in the business pieces that I hadn't had from my undergrad in sociology and environmental management. It gave me the confidence with the financial pieces and the business pieces and analyzing case studies that I didn't have before. And I could have done it. I just needed that confidence to know that I could. I would say for me, it was worth paying the money. I know that in the States, the MBA programs can be like $250,000, which is wild to me. I would not have paid that much. There's no way. But my MBA Canadian was like $50,000, a little over, 56,000 maybe. And it was a 2-year program, and it was sustainable commerce. So business and sustainability. And we worked on the UN Sustainable Development Goals, which was really cool. A lot of businesses are incorporating that into their environmental and their policies. I remember working on my finance course and I was just in bed crying, and my husband came in and he's like, "What's wrong? What happened?" And I was like, "I hate finance. I'm not good at math, blah, blah, blah." Like, just in tears, literally. And it was not fun, honestly. But I met some really good people and we helped each other do the courses. So I helped with the courses that I was stronger at, and my cohort helped with the courses that they were stronger at. So there were some people who were like CPAs in our class, and some of them got excused from the finance course, which, like, lucky ducks, but we also helped each other. So it was like a team sport to do these projects and work through these courses. That part and the networking aspect of the MBA was definitely worth it, and having similar interests as the people who were in my course, so that worked out well for networking. And 50 grand, I don't think is too much to pay for that. It's a lot, don't get me wrong. That's a lot of money. And we had to look at delaying things that we wanted to do in order to pay for me to go to school. So, like, we waited to buy a house, and we waited to have kids, and we waited to have a wedding, which we haven't had yet. There are sacrifices that have to be made, like, beyond the money in your life. Or for me, there was in my life, and a lot of time was spent on that MBA and getting it done and doing well and learning the pieces I needed to learn to, like, move forward in business. I would say if you're looking at a $250,000 MBA, you don't need it. Like, I haven't had a connection or an employer or somebody say, "Oh, do you have that MBA? You need that for this position." Like, I haven't seen it yet. And I had a lot of people discourage me from getting an MBA, especially within the kind of like science realm that I worked in. People were saying that, and some mentors of mine were saying that you'd be better off doing a specialty within the science environmental management realm and getting a master's in that rather than an MBA. But I've always wanted to do more of the business side of things and been kind of entrepreneurial like that. So I just kind of decided, I said, I'm going to do my MBA. And then I said, I'm going to have my company pay for it, which 50 grand is a lot of money. But I was like, I'm going to get them to pay for it, which didn't work out. But I did get a couple of grand each year towards it for my company, which was fantastic. So I was able to negotiate that. Good practice, negotiating that. And it was worth the money for me. It's what I wanted. I was so nervous I wouldn't get in. I remember talking to my brother about it and saying, I want to get an MBA. I want to have a business degree. Like, I really think that that's something I need on my resume. And I said, but I don't think I can get in. Everybody is like smarter than me and more established in business and all of these pieces. And he was like, Kate, get a grip. It's a business that they're running, this MBA program. He's like, if you pay for it, they will give you the degree. And like, yes, you have to do the work and you have to show up and all of the pieces, but it's true. They're running a business. So if you want an MBA, even if you don't get into like one of the top tier schools, if you've applied to it, there's other schools where you can get in. And I mean, up here, nobody, I don't think, cares where your MBA is really from. If you have one, you have one. And if you don't, you don't. And even then, it's based on your experience in business and what you can provide to the company or the organization that you're working with or for. So anyways, I guess this is just a PSA that if you're thinking of doing grad school or an MBA or something, like pivoting in your career to a different area of expertise or adding to your areas of expertise, don't feel intimidated by the application process and by the grades and GPAs that they ask you to have. Just apply, put in your real world experience and beef it up. And honestly, have a friend look over your resume, like a friend or a colleague who can add in like your statement of experience or whichever you have to submit for the application. Have them look it over and give you some tips on pieces that you might be missing. So there might be things about yourself and how you work that your coworkers or your friends really appreciate, but you don't think that that's worthy necessarily of putting on your resume or putting in your application, but it totally is. Like, I would put in all the pieces that you can, especially the ones that people around you appreciate, and really give the university kind of a full understanding of who you are and what you can bring to the table and why you're a great fit for their program.